I'm out of town, but you know what we get into. All I wanna do is go out trapping with a shooter.
Good people, what's going on? You're watching your favorite podcast. We got it right this time. Danny, Necessary Knowledge and Nonsense. Thank you guys for watching. You already made it this far. First off, special shout out to everybody that's already liked, subscribed, and we have a very special announcement to make. And what is that, JB?
SGA.
What does it stand for?
Student Government Association.
Hey, he got it right. Everybody give it up for her.
Come out March 20th and 21st. At what time?
6 to 8 p.m.
All right, where? Speakers Auditorium and Student Center East.
Student Center East, not West. East. And make sure that you guys are there, have your voices heard, because you are the people, and we finally got this right. Took us a couple of tries, but we got you guys.
But they didn't know that, but thanks for letting them know.
Exactly.
We got a guest, too. We haven't mentioned him yet. Go ahead.
My name is Jerrell Russian. I'm the sports editor at The Signal. Been here since 2017 fall.
Wow. And Jerrell, what do you like most about The Signal so far?
It's a good environment. It really gives you the opportunity to showcase your talent, as well as, just meet with other people who want to do the same thing you do.
What are the talents you want to showcase here, young man?
Talents. I'm interviewing, even though we're here today.
Yeah.
Storytelling.
That's what's up. So far, as a sports journalist, what has been the most important thing that you think that you've done thus far?
Most important thing I've done this far is just keep my integrity, no shady journalism. Keeping ethics first,
That's very important.
And that'll allow you for your storytelling to really go a long way.
That's awesome.
What's been your favorite class? Because I know me personally, I do well in the journalism classes, but I also feel like they're kind of so strict on the rules you got to follow.
Yeah, like a hard news story.
AP style,
Yeah.
you got a word cap on all your stories.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. Do you enjoy that, or it's kind of
I enjoy it because I enjoy journalism. So I see it as something that you have to do if you want to be a journalist.
Yeah.
So I would say my favorite class has probably been. Well, I'm a transfer student, but I took Introduction to Journalism.
I enjoyed that one.
Learn basic journalism skills. So it's just getting your feet wet. That's the fun. That's beginning this fun is a fun part.
That's awesome. And knowing that journalists have such an important role, especially in today's time. And speaking on that, how do you feel about journalists reporting recently of Darius Geis, a potential NFL prospect, being interviewed and teams asking him about his mother possibly selling herself for sex and his sexual orientation? How do you feel about that?
Well, even though the team hasn't been disclosed who asked the questions, I do think they are a little bit out of line.
A lot. Yeah, that's crazy.
A lot out
that's
of
crazy.
line. Because I feel like in any other workplace, that's not a question that you can ask.
Right. That's
don't
crazy.
you feel like the NFL being in an intimate setting in a way that if other people are uncomfortable with his sexuality, that the team does have to not necessarily cater, but at least acknowledge those people's differences in opinion or beliefs?
I believe it's honestly up to the player to decide, because that can be personal information. That can be something that took a long time for them to come to the realization of or deal or cope with. So, but a team asking that, it's no telling why they asked that question. Whether it was to be okay, we're not going to draft you, we don't want you in our locker room, or they were just asking just to get to know them. It's no.
I honestly think they asked on behalf of other players. I think that's the only logical reason of why you would even care. You know what I'm saying? I think other players probably went to management or whoever's in the front office and was like, "Yo, we've heard things," and maybe the consensus was that we don't. You know what I'm saying? We don't. I'm not saying that's mine, but I'm just saying I think that's why they would do that.
In general?
Yeah.
It's tough because to me, I just find that very sad because personally, I feel like they wouldn't be asking other prospects like this who have a very financially stable background or, someone that comes from the quote-unquote great American family like a Jared Goff or Josh Rosen right now, whose parents are millionaires. And Des Bryant, he had the same exact issue. Yeah. And just seeing how this is a trend now, and even seeing how people like Lamar Jackson, how they're trying to say that he's not a quarterback. But then you have people like Baker Mayfield who has questions about his accuracy. Sam Darnold, he's known for throwing interceptions. Josh Rosen, he's known for throwing interceptions. Lamar Jackson has a Heisman, and you're talking about he needs to change his position, or he's too short, but he's 6'3".
I think it's insane because when you look at last season, Lamar Jackson actually improved from his Heisman year.
Statistically. Yeah. And then I think he gained 10 to 15 more pounds. So we can't call him small anymore. And he never got hurt last year.
Yeah, he's a tough player, regardless.
So, I mean, to me, I just feel like right now, and the social environment that we're currently placed in, a lot of people are actually being exposed. And seeing how the Texans released a statement, I think 2 days ago, saying that it was untrue that their owner said that he would cut any player that would take a knee. But it depends on if that player is the right fit for their team, if they would sign someone who protests. So now they found a loophole saying if somebody's a great fit, quote unquote.
Really?
Exactly. So hearing that and hearing how Le'Veon Bell, he's our guy, but him saying that Rooney, he had to sit down, who's the owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and talk to the players and told them that they were going to stand up for the flag, for the national anthem. And if they didn't, it would have been consequences and repercussions. So do you feel like right now we are in a time where athletes and journalists are trying to combat a racist society, and some people feel like sports magnifies that, but some people feel like you should just shut up and dribble, like how they told LeBron.
But I would say, real quick, I would say that I don't think this is necessarily like a sports issue. This seems to be very like specific to football.
Right.
Like that's like it's closest to
football
like the
is
slave
like
owner.
culture, isn't it?
Yeah, like
right.
the coaches are
Okay,
all
yeah.
like
Yep.
even at our high school, our old high school. Like,
Yep,
you know what I'm
yep.
saying, just like the relationship is kind of like you work for me, you work hard. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, you get your freedom in college. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of
And
like
that's
that.
it.
And it's like basketball. Like Adam Silver's been very proactive as far as
Right.
like make sure the players feel liberated and what
Yeah.
they
David Stern
believe.
as well.
I mean,
Yeah, like LeBron is like a
the
social
ESPYs,
activist.
that was historical. Like you would have never imagined 4 prolific athletes standing up and speaking prolific. Shout out to Angel,
Yeah.
speaking about police brutality at
Yeah.
the ESPYs on national television. The NFL, it's like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Like Colin Kaepernick, just seeing how once again, when it comes to black athletes, specifically black quarterbacks, they try to find the smallest thing and magnify it. For instance, Colin Kaepernick, he's not worth that much money. He's inaccurate, or he's not that good. His team suffered. Mind you, he had a 90% QBR his last year, 16 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He had a better QBR and ratio better than Jimmy G,
Jimmy Garoppolo,
who is the highest paid player right now in NFL history on the same team. So Lamar Jackson, we see that same issue. So right now, what do you think that we can do as journalists to not just support other black athletes, but to support all athletes in a manner that we can stop racist people or just people that's trying to classify people and actually have a fair system being established?
I think we first have to realize that the athletes, they do hold the power. Like you said, at the ESPYs, they had the 4 athletes. I believe it was LeBron, Chris Paul,
D-Wade,
Wade.
Melo. Oh, so it was 5.
5.
Yeah.
Okay. But like,
What do they call them? Banana boat
the
crew.
banana boat crew.
Yeah.
The banana but they
Right.
they did that on national TV.
Yeah.
So that shows that they have the power.
Right,
So
exactly.
In the NFL, it's another predominantly black league. It's just becoming
Very much
more,
so.
more predominantly black day in and day out. We have to
Very much
realize
so.
that they are the ones in power.
I think it's different, bro. Because, like, even if you... I'm going to echo Jalen Rose's sentiment. Like, the NBA is individuals. Like, even the logo
really is.
a player that we all know, Jerry West. Like,
You already know.
Yeah.
Like,
Players' faces, you already know what they look like.
The players
Mhm.
pushed out in the NBA. In
Yep.
the NFL, like, it's just, you're a helmet. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Unless you're one of the few players that actually...
Very
get
few.
commercial- Yeah.
Very
you don't
few.
actually get to see your face really
Yeah.
often like it is in basketball.
Yeah, so I think it's different. I think because like LeBron, they have so much money outside of basketball.
It's crazy.
But the average NFL player, their contract isn't guaranteed.
Yep.
They're wearing their helmet, so nobody really they can walk across. You know what I'm saying?
And you wouldn't even notice
I'm
him.
like, oh, he's a big dude.
Bro,
Maybe he's
half
bouncing.
of, Josh, half of like the Falcons team, we wouldn't even know him. But
Yeah.
people like John Collins, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
And the
We-
moment that he would walk past, like,
John Collins
inside of here, yeah,
Oh,
John Collins.
No, he's
You
my
know
friend
him.
though. I see him
Yeah.
every week at work. So shout out to
John Collins at work.
Yeah,
Steve
Shout out
Smith,
to
too.
And I used to see Matt Ryan, right? Matt Ryan was the MVP that year. He would come eat across where I ballet.
Nobody
right?
would probably even notice.
that's
Nobody
real.
would bother
See,
him.
that's
bro.
how, because once again,
You
it's
don't
just the
know.
helmet. It's just
Yeah.
the helmet. And see, I feel like what the problem is, and what most people have to realize, is not people that's trying to race bait, or really, it's not even a black issue. Like, we all have these conversations all the time, but people have to realize what affects one group of people affects everybody. And the fact that right now, the NFL, you don't have not one black owner. Basketball, you know, we could talk about Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, LeBron. Once he retires, like, you already know. So, but the fact that the NFL, we've had so many great minority athletes such as Deion Sanders, Michael Irvin, Jerry Rice, all these people, yada, 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 Michael Vick. But they don't have any roles within the NFL after they're done playing. And the fact that you have 32 NFL owners that are all conservative, Republicans, Trump supporters, and I don't have any issue with that. I'm just saying that there's no diversity. And one of the biggest things that we have to just analyze is the NFL's logo is a shield, which is trying to keep people away. And on top of that, you have to be voted in. So that's not fair, because it's like, if we're not on the same thought process, you don't want me to come inside of your good old boys club. Like Diddy, right now, people were laughing at him and calling him a thug and stuff, and I'm like, this guy's one of the most established people in public figures that we've ever known, and the fact that he's been disrespected so much is crazy to me.
But
so
why do y'all, you know what I'm saying, why is then I would say do something else, right?
Right.
Like, I mean, come together. It's a lot of money, I know, but create like a different place where players want to come.
Right.
And maybe the money may not be great at first, but create like some type of different
That's why I
league.
feel like people like LeVar are just amazing. LeVar Ball, I get it. Some things you're like, dude, chill out. But at the end of the day, he is challenging the system. And it's a system that is so flawed. And if you think about it, it's a pipeline. You start off as a kid, AAU coaches, football or basketball, they make so much money off of you already. Then throughout middle school, same thing. High school, same
Early
thing.
age.
And then college, it's like, we're going to sell your jersey. We're going to have video games in your likeness. We're going to have you on primetime television. You're going to bring in millions. And just because somebody gives you $500, $600, we're going to try to flag you for that. But we're making billions off you. I think it was just reported that they accumulated over $1 billion.
Yeah, Johnny Manziel was like,
in a year.
I'll be waiting for my check. Like,
and look, me and my personal trainer, Jonathan Bonner, shout out to you guys, Performance Ready Athletics. And the fact that Johnny Manziel, I think his jersey, Drake, he was wearing his jersey. Like, Johnny Manziel jerseys were everywhere. NCAA, he was on the cover. So the fact that you can do this, once again, he's not a black athlete. So I'm just showing that it's a system that's not just racist, but it's profiting off of everybody. And as a journalist, how can we just try to fix this somewhat?
How can we fix
like this whole problem? And
I don't think it's on us.
get it that it's like such a broad question, but like, what can we do with our voices to actually address this issue?
You can tweet and like Jamel Hill.
And that's,
like,
and
you know
see,
like,
I'm glad, and Josh, I'm glad that you even brought that up, because Jamel's situation, I just find that sad, because she's somebody that was being real. And my whole issue with this problem is that she's paid to voice her opinion, or what we thought that she was paid to do. But instead, she was paid to only make other people feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And the fact that you are genuine, and it didn't really offend anybody, but it challenged the system, that caused for her to lose her job. But then you have people like Sage Steele, who talked about black people and saying that she really wasn't black or something like that, and she just gets a slap on the wrist, and now she's back on television.
That really highlights the challenge that we face, because if you want to get into certain aspects of journalism, you do have to speak your opinion. But sometimes your company may only want you to speak the opinion that they,
and those are
their
often,
opinion.
Yeah, my bad, not to cut you off,
No,
but like interviewing a few journalists, that is like often like a contractual thing, where like you are a representation of the company no matter what you're doing. So if you speak publicly, then you are at fault if, you know what I'm saying, the company takes a hit. So they'll you know what I'm saying, they'll eliminate your contract, terminate you because something you said personally became public. So
the interesting fact is that when Jamel Hill and Michael Smith got their show The Six, their ratings were, I believe they were higher for the whole year they were on than it was before then. But ESPN still told her what they said, and they changed the contracts and said, we don't want you tweeting certain things on Twitter to some of their people that they have on contract.
And I have such an issue with that, because when we have people like Will Kane, who's going on talking about police brutality, and he's a conservative guy.
And he's trash.
I feel you. He is a conservative young man that's not black, speaking on black issues. And the fact that that's not offensive, but the fact that we have somebody that was being truthful, and that's a problem.
And these are all represented as opinion. Nobody's saying fact. They're just saying they're speaking from their voice. You know what I'm saying?
Your voice. And at the end of the day, as long as you can back up where you're coming from, I got you. We don't have to agree. You may not like what I say, vice versa. But as long as you have facts, we can have a conversation. But when it gets to the point that you can't even voice your opinion and only somebody else's, then that's un-American. Because then you're paying me as a journalist, and I'm supposed to provide information, not information that's supposed to make people feel comfortable.
It's kind of funny, because it's kind of the same situation the athletes are facing.
It's
not just an athlete thing.
Shut up and dribble.
This
Shut
is
up
I think
and
it's
write.
a job.
Yeah, that's it. Shut up and write.
But
Shut up and write.
It's
Shut
a
up and
job thing,
speak.
though. It's
Yeah.
The athletes they're getting endorsement deals. They're getting paid by their teams to be themselves, be the player that they are.
Right.
And some journalists on TV, they get paid to be who they are. But it's just sad that sometimes that you have to compromise that
for a check.
I think there are a few people that do a pretty good job of like balancing, like, you know what I'm saying, just like
Jalen Rose is up there.
Yeah, I would say. Like at the top of the list, I would say Shannon Sharpe, because on Twitter,
Shannon Sharpe
this man says whatever he wants to, and he's well respected. And you know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you, but honestly though, because Shannon knows, like, even if they fire him, he's still straight.
Yeah,
because he got that
he's
long
high
NFL
right now.
money.
He's high right now.
Yeah, he is.
Like,
really high.
Yeah,
like outside the NFL, if he never played, just his personality is hot, bro.
Yeah,
like he's memes. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
sure memes
he's a Georgia boy, man.
Yeah,
Georgia boy. You know how we get down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're just gonna be completely honest.
I would say another one is Max Kellerman. Like, words.
I like Max.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I like Max.
Anytime Will's on the show, bro, they going at it. And I respect. Max normally has a better argument. I'll just say that. But like, it's like Max can pretty much say what he wants.
Right.
I think with Jerrell, I think it is a combination of her being black, but I think she also probably behind the scenes is a little bit hard to work with. I don't know, but I'm saying I can definitely see her having a stronger personality, like as far as like meticulous details and kind of like wanting things that people aren't trying to provide. Than like a Shannon, who seems like he's just, you know what I'm saying?
He's down for whatever.
Yeah, he's just chill.
Yeah.
He's going to do what he's going to do.
Jerrell's real passionate. She's real passionate about issues within that black journalist face. I believe she's a member of the National NABJ, correct?
Shout out to y'all, GSU.
And shout out to SGA.
SGA as well. Again. And Josh, what time is it? 6 to 8?
6 to 8.
March 20th, March 21st. Isn't that right, Danny? Yes, sir. Thumbs up. Shout out to my man, Danny.
East Ballroom, something like that.
Student Center East Ballroom.
West Coast.
Speakers Auditorium. Make sure that you're there. Make your voices be heard. Back to the conversation.
Yeah. Anyway, we was talking about how Shannon Sharpe was a cool dude.
Yeah. Our battery's low right now, but we're going to keep this conversation going. But the fact that I feel as though because Shannon has a backing behind him, like he's already made his money, he can just say whatever. Because he knows that that's why he's on Undisputed. Because
made
y'all
some money
need
too.
She has, but I feel like what the problem is with athletes in general, I just need for them to really stand up, because if they don't, then this problem is going to continue to happen. Because the fact that we have owners calling players or their teams prison asylums or insane asylums, like, that's crazy to me. Because,
but let me say this, like, did y'all not think that was how they thought? They're white dudes
of course.
that are 70 and has been rich their whole life. Like,
and look, Josh,
I expect nothing less. I don't care if they vocalize it. I knew going in.
Somebody said it best that Jerry Jones, he was like 15, 18, or 20 years old when Martin Luther King died or something like that.
Like,
so he was there.
So that means he's 70 years old.
He was there.
He was there. That crystal clear white water.
Living, bro, living in Arkansas, in deep Arkansas.
In Arkansas.
He was in the South, man.
I think the mentality
you
for
see what I'm
athletes
saying?
is, bro, like some people, like, you can get pulled off somebody else's crumbs sometimes, and I think that's what they're doing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
That's deep.
Like, for real, like,
that's deep.
Like, they're eating more than you, but you're still eating, and I think people are satisfied with that. And there's a point when you ate enough and your family's eating where it's like, all right, now I want to make a change. But
and see, it's crazy because we were having the same conversation as well, that sometimes you have certain people in the upper class that started off low, but once they get it, it's like I can't really rebel too much because my source of income is coming from these people. So the moment that I try to expose them, that hand is getting chopped off. So it's like I still have to feed my family first. So I feel as though that's where athletes have to find that compromise where it's like, how can I still fit within these parameters, but I can still help out other people as well. So I get it, it's tough.
I think it's on the people as well to, like, take care of the people who try to help you and give you insight on things you don't know. Because a lot of times when somebody, like, you know what I'm saying, falls out of grace with Hollywood, we're not really looking for this
Monique.
Stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not to say that she's right in her situation, because she's not that funny anyway.
Hold on, but speaking on that though, Josh, because you always give the most interesting takes. How do you feel about the whole Monique situation?
You know what I'm saying? Well, I feel like Monique.
And you too, Jerrell, as well.
I feel like Monique is kind of like she missed her spot. Like, I always use like hip hop analogies, right? So I think Rakim is probably like one of the top 3 greatest ever. Like he kind of like made like the multi-syllable rhyme scheme, which is what everybody uses.
Yeah.
He's a lyricist.
That's what
Let's call back to a conversation we had, right? But Rakim, he got the first $1 million deal ever in hip hop, right? You know what I'm saying?
He set the market.
Now that's nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Monique is kind of like of a past generation. You can't look for this young money because you did a lot more.
That.
Like, you did a lot more, but it's a different time, bro.
Charlamagne,
you just lost in that.
It was so funny how he said it because he said pretty much the same thing as you. I get it. Big Daddy Kane, he's a legend.
Yeah.
Like, he introduced me to hip hop. Charlamagne's words. But he was saying he wouldn't sell out Madison Square Garden right now.
I did hear it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
that's real.
Monique, she got mad about that, but then I was like, yo, that was a really good point because
You're not hot.
You're a legend, but at the same time, you're not with this current wave. And yes, I get it. Dave Chappelle, that's your peer. Chris Tucker, that's your peer. But let's be completely honest. What was the last thing that you've done? And she said the Christmas movie that came out in 2016, but Charlamagne, he kind of got her on this. He was saying, but you weren't the leading
star.
role.
Yeah.
You weren't
All-star
the star.
cast.
You were somebody, a supporting cast member that barely had any scenes.
She needs
So,
to do what my favorite rappers do. All the old heads, you know, y'all know I love 90s rappers, right?
Yeah.
What they do, if they can't sell out here, bro, they go to Europe.
Smaller-
People over there
yeah,
love
do it from over there.
You have a market and like an
A
audience
global market.
everywhere, bro.
And see,
Right.
honestly, just to be completely real, I get where Monique is coming from, but at the same time, once again, just like the athletes, you have to play the game still. Because if you don't play the game, you're going to be
game
sitting
plays you.
outside. Yeah, and it will play you. There you go. That's it.
And doesn't she owe money in taxes or something?
She does. So look, here's the thing. Why not just take the $500,000, make it happen, kill the show,
Yes.
get the ratings up, and then come back and say, see what I just did?
Yeah.
Come back to me and talk to me.
Regardless of the situation, you
Mhm.
can make the most out of it.
You can always flip it.
You can always.
Because that's an additional $500,000 that's in your account.
Yeah. Like you,
That's a free $500,000.
it's gonna help knock out what you need.
Right.
You can prove them wrong, and then when you come back, double it up. Ask for double what you would ask
And
for.
she kind of made it worse when she went on this whole tour where she went to Sway, The Breakfast
Yeah.
Club, Hot 97. You just can't do that because that's why I respect Kaepernick so much because he could have done the same thing
He chilled.
and that would have made it even worse. So now you have this whole mystery of is he coming back?
Yeah.
What's his stance really on this? Because you really don't know. But Monique, I feel like she gave Hollywood ammo and saying, see, I told you she was hard to work with.
Yeah.
See, I told you she was
We
dramatic.
can see it in the interview that you are never pleased. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Just take the $500K, bro, and then come back.
Because honestly, nobody would have even found out about the $500,000
Yeah.
if she just took it, or if she just declined the offer. But you didn't have to say, hey, my loves, do
Yeah.
this. Because let's be completely real, you can get the support of millennials, young black people, young white people, anybody, Asians, but
Wu-Tang.
Asians,
Can't say
Wu-Tang,
that. I can't say
but
that.
everything has to be extremely calculated. Like, you just can't go out and say boycott Netflix. You got to realize how powerful Netflix is for us. Like, that's all that we watch.
No, I'm
So,
saying boycott
yeah.
Netflix, bro.
I'm-
They took off Family Guy, bro.
Jose said
I
that's
got
the
a
goal.
problem.
But Netflix is such an engine. That's like asking everybody to boycott ESPN.
No, boycott Google. Like, bro, I need to get this.
I need this.
We usually
I need this.
Google it. It's not.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
not a now. That was not a now.
That's what I'm saying. So
Netflix and chill is like it's a phrase. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, so
It's a
sometimes,
thing.
man, you just have to learn to just hold that L, just to be completely real, or flip that L into a W. But once you go out and try to magnify the situation, which makes it even worse, and you bring negative attention onto yourself, that problem, it just keeps growing and growing and growing. So, Monique, I love you. I support her. She is a legend. But when you start saying that you're the most decorated comedian alive, and Dave Chappelle, he's been selling out Radio City Music Hall for the past 3 months in a row, every day.
Sheesh.
And some comedians, they've only done that once.
Just get better at what you do.
Every day.
Just get better, bro.
That's like selling out MSG every day for 3 months straight. Like, you're not in the same playing field as that. I'm
Who
sorry.
would you-
Like what we were saying earlier with the whole Monique situation,
Yeah.
it's just a very dicey thing. And what do you think that she should probably do moving forward? Because now that all the damage has already been done, what's next?
It's gonna take a lot from her PR team. It's gonna take a lot because a reputation is something that takes a long time to build.
It does.
And
It's quick to destroy.
quick to destroy.
Yeah.
Hard to build.
Yeah.
So she's gonna have to build that up.
Mhm.
It's just gonna be a process. I think she just has to carry herself. Well, not carry herself the right way. Say things that won't have the same. That won't welcome the same reaction.
Yeah, that's tough. Josh, how do you feel?
I don't speak on Monique.
You don't speak on Monique?
Yeah.
She made you mad?
I think I did earlier. Oh my god, that was kind of scary. It just clicked. Monique. Monique should just like my man Andrew Schultz said on the Brilliant Idiots podcast. I'm plugging them because they're brilliant. You know what I'm saying? She should just go on the road and prove that her comedy draws crowds, and after that, you can demand money. That's just how it works for act like she's starting off again. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
I'm rooting for Monique though. I was on
I
her.
am too.
I was on her show in the audience one
Yeah.
time back in middle school.
Mhm.
I'm rooting for her though.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
It's not enough for me, bro.
No.
Did she give you a hug?
Yeah, she gave me a hug.
She gave you some Oprah prize, like you just got. What
You get a car.
That was big Monique back then. Y'all got some food at the
Yeah.
end.
She gave
was
me
giving.
experience my first time at a TV set. Well, that's
Your
what I'm
first, she gave his first time. All right.
Experience. And Jerrell, before we go, where can people find all of your personal information, your articles, and things like that?
You can find that on GeorgiaStateSignal.com. That's where my information is, along with lots of other people that work for the Signal. You can read all our contents on the Signal. We have stories on social media. So, and just knock by the Signal office in the Student Center West.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And also, before we go, don't forget SGA. What does it stand for, Josh?
Student Government Association.
You learned something new. March 20th, March 21st, 6 to 8 p.m., Speakers Auditorium. Correct?
Student bar. I mean, some Center East.
Yeah,
Center East side.
Make
Yeah,
sure that
somewhere.
you guys attend seriously, because last year attendance was very low. So the Signal.
Shots.
No, it's a fact. So they came up to us. They said, Caleb and Josh, promoted. We got to make it happen. And guys,
And I don't even vote for, you know what I'm saying, elections, like, you know what I'm saying, nationally, but I'm voting here allegedly, so that's what it is.
got to make your voice
Yeah.
be heard. Got to make it count. And another thing, JB, Jerrell, I got to thank everybody who supports the show. The fact that the gun rights episode just surpassed 200 views after a week and some change, which is amazing numbers. Thank you guys for all the support, all the love. Subscribers, we're at like 133 now, which is dope. Thank you guys so much. People like Jerrell coming onto the show, everybody that's supporting it. People like Angel, thank you. Danny, Mr. Quad back there.
Angel, come on, camera
Vincent.
real quick. Come here.
Thank
Come on.
everybody.
We gotta
Christina.
see. Come on. Your
We
hair
thank
look
all
nice
of you
and
guys.
curly.
This is Miss Angel right here.
Yeah.
Everybody give it up for Angel.
Yeah.
Much love, Miss Angel. She had to walk all the way to her room in the cold, and she got the camera for it. So simple things like that. It's just a great appreciation. So we love all you guys. Keep liking, sharing, subscribing. Notification bell. Make sure that you hit that as well. Thank you guys for all the love. Mr. Jerrell, thank you for coming on, brother.
Thank y'all
Shout out
for
to
having
J.
me.
Cole
Yes, sir.
and his
Yes,
great
sir.
storytelling.
Much love. Pittsburgh Steeler Nation. We love you
Steeler
guys.
Nation.
Let them know. We love you. Keep
Rise
liking.
up.
All that too. Keep liking, subscribing, support the Signal as well. Check out all the latest publications, everything. Thank you. Much love. Peace, love, and light.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Remember the nights that you know. Keep old school vibe for some.